Hi, this is Taurus McBride. Here in our new location for Taurus Tech. We're going to be doing a lot of hands-on training, certification training, job skills training here. And I'm actually here with one of my, is it former student or current student? Or, this guy's actually like a son to me here. His name is Kenny.
2 years ago, I went to a refrigeration school in the city. They just didn't give me enough what I needed. I failed the written test 3 times, and I was pretty much at the borderline of just giving up. And somehow I found Taurus. I think I contacted you August 1st, and I was in your classroom a couple days after, and we got right to it. A month into studying with him, I passed the written, and 2 months into practicing the practical, I had my refrigeration license. And finally, I went for an interview, and they really liked me, so they asked me for a second interview, and they hired me, and now I'm working at as a local 94 engineer. And basically, this all happened in a year with just hard work and a lot of effort, and Taurus really pushed me, and he has all the keys and everything that can get anybody in my situation.
And how old are you again?
23.
23! 23! And I'm not going to ask you to tell exactly how much you're making, but let's just say you're, with overtime, probably close to 6 figures?
Yeah, I'll make over 6 figures this year with overtime.
Over 6 figures at 23 years old.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea by the time you're my age what you're going to be, not just making, but having in the bank if you, save your money?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you got a brother-in-law that's in the business, right?
Yeah, yep.
And he's like, what, 25?
He's 27.
27?
Yeah. He's going on his second house, 3 kids, so, yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's
amazing.
with my shift right now, I mean, I don't really mean to get personal, but I'm just going to give this as an example. They give me 2 premium days for working the weekends. So with it all calculated, it's an extra $17,000 a year in my paycheck. Oh. And that's without overtime.
Was not aware of that.
Yeah.
So you're the newest hire there who's getting the premium.
Premium. A lot of the guys in the building don't want to do it because it's the weekends and they want to have their afternoons, so. Actually, one of the engineers just gave up the shift that I was hired for to work a 4 to 12. So he gave up the extra money. So I'm gonna take full advantage of it.
Yeah.
I know, I'm giving up my weekends and hanging out, but
it
gets old.
You're a young guy.
It doesn't matter. I'd rather have the money. I'd rather be able to provide for myself and have a great future.
I mean, think about this. There are a lot of people who are, if they go the college route, they're just getting out of college at your age.
Yeah.
Having hundreds of thousands.
I can't even tell you how many of my friends right now are in debt. They're paying loans that they don't even have the money for. That they're working at delis. They're working all these jobs that they didn't go to school for because they can't find a job or they can't get a job. These colleges nowadays, you pay so much money and you're really only getting limited back in return. More kids should learn about these fields and they should teach it in high school and they should open the kids' eyes and see what the unions could provide and see what they could do for people's futures.
Yeah. Well, you can still go to college.
Oh, yeah.
You have your whole life to go to college. But now you don't have to incur all that debt. And even if you do, borrow the money, at least you're making enough money to pay it back and you don't have to worry about that. So you got your license, I remember at some point last year.
Yeah, I got it December 22nd.
Okay, so good early
Christmas
present.
Early Christmas
I remember you called me, man. I remember you called me after the written test and you were, you sounded like you were almost in tears, man.
Yeah, oh yeah, basically, yeah.
Man, it really, this is what
it's a life changer.
Motivated.
Yeah, it's a life changer, yeah.
You would not have your current job had you not passed that hurdle.
Yeah, passed that hurdle, yep. Some days I wouldn't be able to get to you, but you would be up at 10 o'clock at night video chatting with me, teaching me a lesson, going over everything, making sure that, I was getting all the time in that I needed and everything. I mean, I would text you sometimes at 12:30 in the morning asking you a question.
That's right.
The day before my written, I think I texted you at, I think it was 6:30 in the morning. I got into Brooklyn. I got there early, and you were answering my questions.
Yeah, man.
So,
Yeah, man.
yeah.
Dude, this is what I try to explain to people. I am invested as much as you are invested. As much time as I get to spend with you and all these other people, I have to care about you being successful. To see it pay off, everything, passing both the tests, getting the job. You said you just passed your 3-month window, so you're off probation with the building, and you still got probation to go with the union. But it's milestones.
Yeah.
You have to set milestones. So even though at the time you probably couldn't have envisioned where you are right now, you knew that you wanted to be in a different place than the place that you were at.
Yep. Absolutely.
And
yep.
you came from working as a cleaner or handyman, cleaner, mechanic with the Department of Education, right?
Yep.
And I remember at the time you were telling me like, dude, I don't want to stay here.
No, I
and
don't.
I was like,
yeah.
dude, like, damn,
I didn't want to stay there.
You
Yeah.
can do something
No.
there. And he was like, no, I don't want to stay here. I want to get out of here. So you set a mental goal for you. You had a job. You were probably making a decent living for your age, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's plenty of money. Yeah.
Yeah, but you weren't willing to settle.
No, yeah, I didn't want to settle. Yeah.
But I hear about a lot of people who constantly, they have the ability to make the leap, but they're not willing to put in the work that it's going to require.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Not only studying and trying to pass for the license, but when I was writing my resume, I did my resume right after I passed. The first week of having my resume done, I applied to 20 jobs in basically 2 days. And then I applied to basically another 20 jobs a week later.
Yep.
Cushman and Wakefield, I applied for like 10 jobs. NYU, I applied for like 10 jobs. Columbia, applied for like, the jobs are out there. There's always listings for them. So I was applying like crazy. And then on top of that, I was applying for HVAC companies on the island and in the city. So I was nonstop applying, talking on the phone, getting denied, saying I didn't have enough experience, we're not interested. I mean, I still get emails right now, it's like getting denied from like NYU, Columbia. It's like motivation still. It's like I still once in a while. I got one the other day last week and I like laughed it off and I'm like, whatever.
Part of the reason I wanted a larger space was I want people posting these jobs to meet some of these applicants face to face, because the process is unfair.
Yeah, basically they would just look at my resume and they didn't even really speak to me. They didn't know who I was. They didn't give me a chance to speak and show them, like the passion that I have.
When they called you for the interview, did you have to do like sometimes you have to do like an online test or a test in front of them?
No, I didn't. My resume was 95% of what they were requiring. So I saw it and I applied for it right away. Funny story is that I actually kind of forgot that I applied to this place, and they called me and they were like,
who is this again?
They were like, hi, Kenneth Yerrick, we're calling for Forest City. And I was like, what? And I was like, oh, okay, yeah. And they were like, we want to interview you for the 94 position. When is your available dates? Here are some dates. Like, let us know when you're available. And I said right away. Yeah. I said the first day, first time, as soon as possible. So I went back on and I looked it up and I was like, okay, it's a 94 job. Because I applied to so many places, I was so like, I couldn't I was like, I forgot some of them,
One of the things I like to tell people now, when you're on your computer, you're applying for a job, even if you're on your phone, take a screenshot.
Yeah. So
that okay, I applied for this. Because what happens a lot of times, people will waste time applying for the same jobs over and over again. So number one, if you do get a call, or if you get an email, that's happened to a lot of my guys as well, where they apply for jobs and they're getting emails that are going to like their spam folders and all this stuff. I tell people, getting a job is a full-time job.
Yeah.